think this is the bull, so it's a double bull there for Charlie. Scott Moran, this is PDC bull, so Scott has to hit the double, keep it going, and it will be Charlie with the all-important advantage to get things going here. Game on, says Nick Soldo on the other side, and ladies and gentlemen, we are away. What can Charlie do to get off and running here? Finds that really critical treble, finds the ton, so a great way to get things going here from Charlie. Scott loves those 19s, and you can see with that first start how much he loves it. Fortunately, can't find more than one in that green bit, but so close. He'll dial it in as we get later on in the afternoon and evening here. Charlie, no slouch on those 20s. He has been scoring monstrously today. Only able to find that 60, so a little bit of a break and breather here for Scott Moran, who unfortunately that first dart, second dart, no help. Either the third dart tried to thread the needle, shake of the head. You could tell that he was not a fan of that third dart. And the one thing that I know for sure is that these guys in different groups, first part of the morning session here, and they are like sharks in the water. Even though we've just gotten the game underway here. Great third there from Scott Moran. Even though we just got underway, they can smell a whiff of blood from 1,000 miles away, so not looking to give each other any space, no quarter given. Serious competitors. Scott Moran competed in Season 1, so looking to get back into the league after a 2-season break. Charlie looking for his, oh my goodness, great darts there from Scott Moran. A big 136. Push himself back into contention. And Charlie needs to find something here to hopefully keep himself in the running, only finding 22 after the critical 136 from Scott. And just drilling those 19. Scott Moran taking a step back here. 76 scored. So just over a ton. Not able to find that third dart in that 19 segment. 83 punched in. Drops the score down to 100. And Charlie, even though starting this leg off, not able to find any pressure here. So Scott with at least 6 darts at a ton. 80 left. Going to stay up there. Not sure if he found it. I don't think he did. Looks like he only drills 60 there to leave himself 40. Charlie needs a big visit to put some pressure on that 40, and unfortunately that first dart going to make his life incredibly difficult. Wants to stay there, only able to find 81, I believe, 83 maybe. And Scott looking to take out double 20, moving across to double 10, going up to double 5. Not able to find it, so all around the world, and an unexpected chance here for Charlie Samios. Finds the first dart, double 20. One more dart. Oh, and you can tell from the reaction that he thought he had it. What an effort there from Charlie Samios. And Scott looking to clean up. Unfortunately, he busts it. So from about 2 miles back, Charlie Samios looking to hold his throw. What was a pretty frightening opening leg, but still work to do. Needs to find the double 10. And not able to pull it inside, so nerves from both guys early on. Scott Moran very rarely, misses these single segment numbers, and now double 2 waiting for him in the basement levels of the board. Just high, so going back up to double 1, the madhouse. It awaits him. And well low on that third dart. Unfortunate, again, both guys not displaying their best stuff. It was a brief little break between the round robin. Might be a tricky dart to get around. It looks like it's low. So, I thought that was in, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness. Leaving himself 4. So, not too long of a break for these guys. One more time here, double 2. You can tell the nerves, big game darts here. And Scott Moran able to find the opening break on Charlie. But again, you have a feeling that that was not the, it wasn't the best stuff from both guys, and I'm sure as this game develops, we'll see, a little bit more higher caliber stuff. Scott Moran not able to find anything big to lead off, unfortunately, only finding 41. Charlie Samios finds that big triple, super dart. He was right in the middle there. Oh, my goodness. 81 found, so a little bit of a better start here for Charlie. Scott Moran finding that critical first dart. Might be space, might move. Elects to stay to find that 95. Charlie with the favored score of many stoners around the world. 4:20 remaining for the man. Not able to capitalize on, the brilliant first throw he had, dropping his score down to 396. And here comes Scott Moran, drilling those 19s. Scott is one of those players that loves his 19s, much like another, I was going to say Richie Lucier in the area, loves his 19s as well. And sometimes you just have those opponents where the math is different. It's a little bit trickier. You really have to know your math, but if you can hammer away, sometimes it's just as good as those 20s. Unable to find the big green triple that he was looking for, but just moving his way down, Scott Moran. Again, not under a lot of pressure. Charlie, unfortunately, all over this red segment, not able to find the switch down to the 19s either. So struggling a little bit here in the opening set after securing the all-important bull. It looks like Scott dropping a dart here. Not the best visit from the man himself. So, can he get himself to a comfortable ton-plus out? Looks like he's just low on that third dart. Unlucky finding the 43. Leaving himself 168, so a bogey number found as well. And Scott will be under a little bit more pressure here from that ton from Charlie. Just trying to set himself up here. Finds that important second dart and unfortunately floats the other one into that 5 segment, so he's dropped his score down to a under ton take, but Charlie Samios needs to keep the pressure on if he wants to really put the hurt and threaten on Scott Moran. Only able to find 60, so he's down, but he's not down far enough to really make it comfortable. 17 might be the way to go here for Scott Moran. Wanted 19. It's a little bit of a different way. Again, he loves his 19, so why not? Finds the 16, and unfortunately the third dart floating around here for Scott Moran, 42. Will leave himself 41, so 146 remaining here for Charlie. Needs to find at least 2 trebles to give himself a chance, and the first dart is just high on, so unlucky. Second dart, I believe, clattered and is low. Only able to, did find that way with that second dart, so 96, 50 left. 9, double 16 is the way. First dart just barely found. Oh my goodness. Double 16 now for Scott Moran. Well low. Needs to pull it inside by quite a margin, and he pulls it inside by way too much. Too much gas on that one, Scott. Finds 25, and here comes Charlie. Double 16 now, and he finds it, so fires back. 2 breaks to open this set. Proving that nerves still very real. We're seeing a little bit better averages from both guys. If you guys are just now tuning in, this is the Worcester Premier League Season 4 play-in event live from Tee Up Tap Room in Worcester, Massachusetts. If you guys have the opportunity to come on down, please do. We'll be playing all afternoon. Luck of the draw to follow at 5:30. Scott Moran looking to try and follow up on that brilliant start here from Charlie Samios. Not able to follow. Some frustration there from Scott. And Charlie has been hammering these 20s and scoring quite well almost the entire day here. So just looking to do more of the same if he can. He wants to just keep cool as a cucumber and keep finding those trebles if he can. Scott's so persistent and so consistent on these 19s, not able to find anything in the first 2 visits of this leg, so might be a little bit of panic here. Doesn't want to go 2 legs down. And looks like Charlie not able to find anything worth its weight in gold. A solid 60, but against Scott Moran, this guy can just turn it on out of nowhere. So really wants a solid advantage if he can find it. In the scoring department, looks like nothing to worry about so far. 298 here for Charlie. First dart is in there, I believe. Second dart a little high. Only able to find the ton. Just want to say a shout out to everybody watching live from YouTube. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's awesome to have you guys here. Again, I'm monitoring the chat right now, so if you guys want to say hi, if you have any questions, feel free to ask away, guys. Love you guys. We appreciate you guys. We love the support. And again, these guys need it. These guys have been playing all morning. They've made the bracket stage, and they're looking to fight for a spot in the upcoming 4th season. And Scott Moran really struggling now. not able to convert. Charlie's average has been steadily climbing, and Scott unfortunately hitting a speed bump or 3 along the road that is being built in this game. Looks like 58 found here for Charlie. Scott well behind at 293, needs to start finding some triples, can't quite do it. I think 47 found. Scott Moran really struggling. A man who very rarely struggles. 60 remaining here for Charlie Samios, so double 20 now remaining. Oh, and he pulls it well low, but still a great bid. Again, he will have another. Ooh, he found the 1 segment, my bad. 39 remaining. Scott Moran is one of those gentlemen that very rarely gets razzled, very rarely gets frustrated in the middle of a game. Keeps his mental game in check. But you can't fault him here, and this is getting a little awkward for Charlie. Double 8 remaining. Not able to find it, so awkward row, a little bit of nerves from both guys here. Scott Moran, if there's any man in this bracket that we have who's going to be able to mentally reset after a disastrous leg like this, it will be Scott. More or less resigning himself to the fate that is this leg. Charlie still has to pull it inside. Gets it done with that second dart there. So 2-1 advantage in the opening set here for Charlie. And Scott looking for a hold of throw as well to match Charlie. Opened with 2 breaks. Charlie able to find the looks like a little bit of a communication error there from someone. And here comes Scott firing away on those 19s again. So persistent and consistent on those 19s. Leads off with a great 83. Charlie looking to follow with a high score of his own here. Doesn't want to get behind the 8 ball too early with Scott. One of the things that I noticed with Scott in the opening round robin is, like all guys, the first couple of games maybe not the quickest, maybe not the most consistent. But once he starts getting into the game emotionally, starts developing his rhythm, it's really hard to get him out of it. So Charlie, very lucky to get these 2 opening legs against Scott Moran, but needs to keep the pressure on. Would love to take away the opening set if he can. But Scott holding his throw quite proficiently here. Might be a blocker. Wow, he elects to stay on it with pretty flat darts that might be kind of tough to get around, but able to put 3 in there, so not a great visit, but solid 57 is enough to just keep the pressure on Charlie, who's not able to follow up with any pressure of his own. Scott Moran smells a little bit of blood in the water here and wants to keep on piling on the hurt, and that's a fantastic third dart. Great stuff there from Scott Moran, dropping his score underneath 200. And Charlie taking a little bit of a breather here, feeling some pressure, not able to deliver the goods, unfortunately. So role reversal from the previous leg. And Scott Moran looking to just keep on doing what he's doing. Finds that triple 19 to leave himself 108. Well in front of Charlie here. Able to find the ton, I believe. Excuse me, only 60. So 108 remaining for Scott Moran. Could go 20s, could go 18s. Elects to go 19s here. So 51 remaining now. 11 or 19. Double 16 remaining for Scott. What a bid this would be to tie up the game. And he pulls it outside, but a fantastic setup and quite a comfortable leave as Charlie is nowhere near, unfortunately. Just looking to try and put himself within range. Won't get it done. So Scott Moran looking to hold his throw and force a deciding leg in the opening set here. Can he get it done? Just outside on that first start. Needs to bring it in. Second dart. He's hugging the double 16 segment. Needs to move it up to double 8. And he pulls it outside after giving the green bit a bear hug. No love returned. And Charlie, unfortunately, so far back that he's not even going to be able to put a breath of pressure on Scott here, who's looking to just clean this up, doesn't want to be faffing about, messing about for too long. Double 8. Needs to walk it inside. Gets it done with the second dart, so we have a tied game. Everyone who is following along on YouTube, Charlie Samios found the opening bull and is looking to try and hold his throw, hold his set. Does not want to get broken here. It looks like 83 found from Charlie Samios. Indeed it is. So Scott under pressure to return the favor. Trying to find a triple. That second dart doing him no love. Only finding 41. So an unfortunate opening round, opening salvo from Scott Moran. Charlie Samios in a great position here if he can just keep piling the pressure on. Second dart is in there. It's golden. And an 81 following that 83 will do. Scott under a lot of pressure now. Finds the first dart in there. Second dart just low. So 95, that's a great follow. We'll be frustrated that he didn't get more as those darts were so close. And Charlie Samios now looking to keep this pressure going. Second dart, I believe, is in there. Likes to go downstairs, doesn't like the angle. Only finding 59, but still about 90 points in front of Scott Moran, who's looking to try and come back in this leg. Looks like another 95 found there from Scott. 83, excuse me. So good pressure. Just about neck and neck as these guys make their way down. Charlie Samios needs a triple, not able to get it done. Frustration on the face of Charlie, not happy. If this was Camping World, he'd be the most frustrated customer in the world. Not a happy camper indeed. Scott, not happy with this visit either. Finding that trip 7. Little shake of the head, little laugh, he knows. Doesn't want to be giving Charlie any chances, any space. Charlie looking like he's hunting still for that trip. 20 goes high again, so only finding 60. These trebles are not coming easy for both gentlemen. Nerves are real. These guys have been here since 10 a.m. Throwing, playing in the round robin. Great visit there from Scott Moran. 79 found, dropping his score down to 156. He's in range. Charlie 176 now. 171. Not able to find the big treble. So he is in range, but both gentlemen at high ton-plus outs. Scott looking like he's going to stay there. It looks like finds the 5. And a sloppy visit there from Scott, only finding 32. Opportunity now for Charlie working with 151. Will not go. Finding that trip 3 segment. So it's been a little bit of a strange opening set. Back and forth for sure. Both gentlemen displaying nerves. But how can you not be nervous in this situation? 1, 2, 4, 119. Sorry, he's 109 remaining, excuse me. Looking like he's going to, looks like he wanted the 18s there, but that dart went extremely wild. Not sure what he was aiming for. 82 remaining now for Charlie, electing to stay on those 20s. Not sure if that was the right move. Trip 14 or bull would have left him with a double 16, or at least just an out, a double in general. Now Scott Moran, 77. Charlie's saying, you can't take it out. 70 remaining now for Scott. 20 bullseye you feel is the way, and he misses the big 20. Massive missed opportunity for Scott Moran. Charlie Samios just looking to clean up this 60. Needs to get it done here. Doesn't want to give Scott another chance. Double 20 remaining. Double 10 downstairs. Takes a step back. Takes a breath. Needs to find the double 10. He pulls it just inside. Oh my goodness. By the width of a millimeter, of a hair, whatever you want to call it. Scott Moran, 17 now. Double 20. Been a little bit of a struggle for him. Taking his time. Needs to walk it down. And he gets it done. Scott Moran finds the opening set break on Charlie, who pushed it all the way. Charlie Samios had the advantage. 2 legs to 1 in this set. And Scott Moran fighting, battling back to take the opening set. If he wins this set, he will be moving on to face Fred Krueger. We're still not there yet, ladies and gentlemen. Still a long way to go. We'll have to see how this game develops here in set 2. Both guys have had the opportunity to feel each other's game, feel each other out, feel where they're strong, where they're not. But I have a strange suspicion that Scott Moran is going to keep on drilling these 19s, not happy with his grouping, really wanted all of it. And Charlie Samios, you feel, has to come up to another level here if he wants to walk away with tie game. Not happy at all, only finding 22, so frustration settling in here for Samios. You could see it on the face there. Scott Moran drilling. Are we going to see the 171? No, 133. Third dart just slightly high, but a great visit nonetheless to really put on the hurt. And Samios now just to the right. These triples are not coming at all. And this situation is very different, the dynamic that we've had in the Worcester Premier League. We've been in a studio for the past 2 seasons. We haven't been able to bring this show on the road in person. Pan over to the wide shot here of the little crowd that's developing. More people will be coming in eventually. Charlie Samios just dropping his score down, but Scott Moran already at 129, 110 remaining. 105 now left. Finds that big treble. 81 to bring his score down to 48. A great leave. And 3-3-1. Samios all the way back, unfortunately. Just looking to try and drill some numbers. Maybe have himself a look in this leg, but it's looking like it's going to be quite desperate if Scott Moran can drill this double 16. This would be a statement dart here if Scott can find this. And he does. What a statement here from Scott. Opening the set up, defending his throw. Those flights in the way, that might have been a tricky shot, but not for Scott, who just elects to just go for it. Samios 59 found, leading off in an okay manner, but treble percentage, you have to feel for Samios, not that great here, unfortunately. And Charlie certainly has the game within him. I mean, he had some absolute heaters of games in the round robin, really playing well. Needs to drop those darts, and they're just going high. They're just going high, you feel. Might be nerves, might be pressure. Ron Sargent says, let's go shoot well, boys, in the chat. Thank you for tuning in, Ron. Scott Moran finding that 95. So, again, the pressure has been relentless from Scott today. Samios just above it. Looks like he does find the triple there. Might be a ton. It is a ton. Found for Charlie. So, bringing his score back in front. And Scott Moran here just trying to return the favor. Pips that trip 19 segment. My goodness. So both guys neck and neck. No quarter given like we predicted. And it looks like the Charlie's darts are really starting to settle down a little bit. That's not a bad score, all things considered. 61. Brings the score down to 240. And nerves have such a tricky way of messing with your throw, messing with the mechanics. And if the nerves are so high, you're never going to be able to throw as comfortably as you do when you're just practicing at home or even on league nights. It's a tough, tough game. Charlie Samios looking to find a treble, just keep the pressure going, only finding 41 here. So tough stuff there from Charlie. Scott Moran just looking to keep on drilling these 19s. 8 goes very high on that third dart. Released a little too early. But he is down to an out 140. Charlie looking to try and get to an out himself. Finds a big treble there. Finds the 99. So 140 to a ton. Take your bets, folks. Who do you think is going to find an out? We've yet to see a big ton-plus take. Both guys, you feel maybe for the confidence, maybe needed at this point. 60 found there from Scott. So we'll see. 100 left here for Charlie. That first dart blows up any hope that he had for taking out the ton here, and just a sloppy visit for Charlie, very unlucky. Got a feel for the guy, but 80 to 77, it's still not done and dusted for Scott. Looks like that's in there, so double 20 remaining, taking a step back, letting himself refocus on that double, and he pulls it high. Double 20's not been very friendly for Scott today, which is a little unlucky. He's normally so good on his doubles. 26 remaining now after that trip 17 for Charlie. This would be a statement double if he can find it. Needs to pull it inside, and he does! So 77 take there from Charlie. Kind of a weird way to go on 77, but he does find that trip 17. Great work to get it done. You take it any way that you can get it, ladies and gentlemen, especially in these live games here. Scott Moran, again, leading off. Not really bothered by Charlie taking that leg. Both guys holding throw very well. Looks like that second dart might be in there, might be above. Third dart going wide, so 45 found, unfortunately. Giving a little bit of space here for Scott to just start blowing up these 19s. Are we going to see it? No! So close. Just wide on that third dart. Unlucky. 1, 2, 3. But he would have loved the 171. And Charlie, here he comes. Wants to find some more stuff there. 99 is not that bad. Wants the full bed, though. Scott Moran, 295. In a good position here if he can just keep on scoring as well as he has been. Can't find the triple there. So unlucky. Charlie Samios needs to find that level. He took a half step the previous leg, finding that awkward double 13, but he needs to keep on finding these consistent scores. Scott Moran is no slouch. He's going to keep on pushing the ball forward, and Charlie needs, well, to keep level. Can't be relying on the mistakes of Scott, and that's another solid visit there from Scott Moran. 1, 2, 3, following that up with a 1, 3, 3 to leave himself 117. Great, great darts overall from Scott. Looking to hold his throw in some spectacular style, that's for sure. So now, pressure on Scott. Would love to get this wrapped up in 3. Can't do it, so another visit required. Not able to find the 20 going downstairs. 29 found, so a sloppy visit. Still a tricky 88 remaining. Charlie Samios, fortunately, just trying to bring his score down. Does very well to find that third dart. 83. Bring it down to 114. But Scott, 88, very manageable for him, you feel. But now it's just starting to get a little tricky. 87. So 10 scored. 78 remaining. And a little bit of life now for Charlie Samios. 114. Took out 77 in the previous leg. Are we going to see him get it done? First darts found, 14. Double 20 needed. A monster take here for Charlie. Taking a breath. This would be huge. Oh, and he goes high on that third dart. Scott Moran looking to the sky, not wanting to take a peek if that went in. Finds the single 20. Double 20 remaining now. Just looking to hold his throw. Goes high, third dart. Looks like again, not able to find that double 20. And just a quick heads up for everybody. It's not our board shaking. It's just the camera. Samios low. Finds the double 10, so a critical break of throw. And Samios finding himself in the same position that he had in the opening set, where he was leading the set 2 legs to 1. But he failed to get the job done. Samios has to find the killer instinct within himself and squash the head of Scott Moran if he wants to level up this game at 1 set apiece. Can't afford to let this man have any territory on the board, and it looks like he is taking a lot of it. 1-3-3 fired in there from Scott Moran. Excellent opening visit, putting the hurt on Charlie. Needs to drop that dart a little lower. And another 22 found. We've seen that a couple times from Samios today, where after a monster visit from Scott, maybe a little rattled. Third dart dropped again there from Scott. We've seen that from him as well, where that third dart just not in the same form mechanically as the first 2 darts. And Samios looking to try and find a 140. Looks like only able to find an 81 on the other side of the wire. My goodness. So Scott might be a blocker, might choose to stay. He just loves those 19s. That is such an awkward angle, but it looks like he actually does drill it through. 95 pound there from Scott Moran. Again, persistent, consistent, and really just kind of stubborn on those 19s. He loves them, doesn't want to move from them. And Samios able to find the ton to put a little semblance of pressure on Scott. But you really have to feel that this is going to be Scott's leg to lose if he keeps this scoring up. Not able to find a triple. 57 fired in, leaving his score at 137. And Samios 238 remaining. Needs to find a triple to even put any pressure. He does very well to find that triple 20. 137 to 138, neck and neck, ladies and gentlemen. Place your bets. 80 remaining now for Scott Moran after finding that beautiful first dart. Wanted to go double-double, but not able to get it done. Will leave himself 40. So great setup visit. Charlie Samios, all the pressure in the world. If he wants to avoid, well, not able to get it done here. 80 scored, 58 remaining. I believe he finds double 18. It's a risky run when you don't line up that arm. So an awkward 22 remaining for Charlie. 40 remaining for Scott Moran, looking to stay alive in this set. Again, double 20 has been his bane so far, not able to drop those darts in. And now double 11 remains for Charlie, needs to bring it inside. 2 darts outside, and he brings it in way too far. So a lifeline given to Scott Moran, who's just looking to hold on and tie this set up at 2 legs apiece. Double 10 by a millimeter outside. Brings it inside, so Scott Moran now is playing for the game. This leg will decide it all, but Charlie is the one to lead off here. Oh, excuse me. Scott is the one to lead off here. So Scott in the position that he wanted to be in. Potential 2 sets to nothing lead if Charlie has nothing to say about it. But he's still got 501 points between himself and potential elimination. And another one of those darts would be quite nice. 85 found there from Charlie, so a great way to lead off in this set-deciding leg. Scott Moran going back home to those 19s. Just loves those 19s. Middle bed, but went way too high. Not happy with the grouping there. Opportunity now for Charlie to really put some distance between himself and Scott. Needs it. Needs a break. Second dart in the bed. And the ton will do. You really have to feel that the ton will do again. Scott smells the blood in the water, though. These guys are sharks. He knows that the game can be closed out. He can shut the door. Not only trip up Charlie, but slam the door in his face. If he can just keep level and get himself down to an out. But Charlie able to find that big triple 20 on that second dart. So starting to rocket ahead here. He's starting to motor. Needed a little bit of high-quality gasoline to put into the tank, but Charlie is starting to motor. Scott able to find 63, but a little bit of space now developing. The gap is starting to widen if Charlie can keep finding those trebles. Something that we haven't seen in a while is darts going low on that 20 segment for Charlie. First part of the game, they were going a little high, so maybe a mechanical recalibration from Charlie, but Scott consistent as ever on these 19s. The 133, firing that in, delivering when he needed it most, down to an out, 157. Charlie marooned on 199. And here we go again. We've seen this. Charlie getting rattled by those big visits from Scott, not able to deliver the goods, 41 found. And Scott with an opportunity, 157, to win the game. Won't go here, but looking to just line it up. Eyeball it, set himself up. Charlie Samios for a game-saving, potentially 158. Won't find it. Finds a triple, so 80 scored. Finds the big ton, wanted the 140. Almost got the 140, my goodness. But in a great spot here to clean this up. Scott Moran looking for a 2-0 victory. Finds 21. 95 remaining, wants the trip to 19, double 19 for the game. Can he get it done? No, he's so low. And an opportunity now for Charlie Samios to come back, tie the game, and force a game-deciding set. 58 remains, praying to the darting gods, praying to the breathing gods. 18 needed, 14 needed now. Oh, trip 14, 46 scored. 46 scored. What does that leave him? 12, not able to find it. A little bit of caster math there. Wasn't expecting that. And now Scott Moran, another look at 38. Double 19. Low, well low. Whoa, just right there. Not able to find it. He pulls it up. Oh, my goodness, the drama. And now Charlie Samios, another opportunity at double 6. Double 3, the basement. Oh, he's just right there. Oh, no, he's not able to get it done. Oh, my goodness. How close can you get? Both guys scrapping away, trying to find it. 3 found. Double 8 needed for Scott Moran to take this 2-0. Well, why the nerves are real, ladies and gentlemen. Double 8 needed. And he gets it done. Game shot. Scott Moran finds it in a close, nail-biting game against Charlie Samios. who at the very end of all of these legs was able to put some serious